With the detection of the new coronavirus mutated in England, restrictions were increased before Christmas celebrations. Many countries banned travel from the UK. Authorities say new curfews affecting millions of people in the UK may be in effect until the vaccine is introduced across the country. The new type of virus that has changed is first detected in September. Nearly a quarter of the cases detected in London in November are linked to the new type of virus. This rate rose to 2/3 of cases in mid-December. Authorities warned that the new breed was spreading much faster. The UK government's chief health advisor Professor Dr. Chris Whitty said in a written statement that the new species could spread faster. We have reported to the World Health Organization and are continuing to examine existing data that will help us better understand the situation. There is currently no evidence that this new strain is more deadly or could affect existing vaccines and treatments. But this view is clear. Urgent work on the issue needs to be carried out in order to be confirmed properly, he said. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson said on Saturday that the new strain could be up to 70% more contagious than the old one, according to preliminary data. Johnson said there was no evidence that this new strain caused more severe disease or had a higher mortality rate. Why does the altered virus cause anxiety? There are three worrying factors regarding the mutated new strain of coronavirus, quickly replacing other types of viruses. There are mutations that affect important regions of the virus. Some of these mutations have been shown in laboratory studies to increase the virus's ability to affect cells. All this together paves the way for the virus to spread faster than the previous version. Speaking to the BBC, Professor of Genomics UK Consortium. Lab experiments are required. But should we wait weeks, months for results to avoid the rate of spread? Under these conditions, probably not, said Nick Lohman. Has the virus changed before? Yes. According to the BBC's health and science reporter James Gallagher, the virus originally seen in Wuhan, China, is not the same virus now seen all over the world. The mutated form of the coronavirus, D614G, was first seen in Europe in February. This type of mutating is now seen predominantly in global coronavirus cases. Another mutated species is A222V. This is a mutation that is said to be linked to those who vacation in Spain and spread throughout Europe. A member of the New and Emerging Respiratory Virus Threats Advisory Group, NERVTAG, of the British government, Dr. Muge Sevic said that more than 4,000 mutations of the SARS-CoV-2 virus have been detected so far. According to The Guardian newspaper, Sevic stated that only a few are important mutations. Whitty, the government's chief advisor, warned that the new mutation of the coronavirus could increase the transmission coefficient R by 0.4. The advisory group, NERVTAG, said in a statement released on Sunday that there is an increase in the contagiousness of the changed virus compared to other changing species, but the scientists stated that the data are only preliminary findings and are based on modeling. According to the report of The Guardian newspaper, Dr. Sevic said the findings depend on the quality and quantity of the data transferred and said, "We cannot relate to chance for now, it's just the effect of the combination." Neil states that one of the most worrying issues for scientists is the changes in the region known as the spike protein, where the virus interacts with angiotensin-converting enzyme 2, ACE2, allowing it to leak into cells in the lungs, throat and nasal cavity. Neil says that the mutation in that spike protein increases the interaction of the virus with ACE2, thus providing an advantage for its growth. On the other hand, since this protein is the target site for vaccines to develop antibodies, Neil also expresses concern that the mutation could reduce the effectiveness of vaccines. This is a subject that really needs to be followed closely, says Neil. Speaking to The Guardian newspaper, another concern, according to Sevic, is the uncertainty about the factors that have led to the transmission of the virus in recent weeks. Stating that the change in the virus may have affected the contagion, Dr. Sevic points out that the contagion rate is high in some areas where curfews are strictly enforced. Sometimes the issue is based on troubling realities of social inequalities. The effect of curfew restrictions on those who cannot work in their homes has been limited, says Sevic. If the coronavirus mutation is more contagious, would social distance be sufficient? Experts state that there is no clear information about the effect of existing measures, since what is known about the new mutation of the coronavirus is still insufficient. I think many people are too comfortable with social distancing now, but we should not forget that the risk increases as people get closer, says Catherine Noakes, professor of environmental engineering at the University of Leeds. Is it more dangerous than the previous virus? Professor Andrew Hayward answers the question of how worrying the new mutation is. I think we know enough to know that this mutant strain of the virus is likely to cause a larger pandemic, much worse than we had previously predicted. According to Hayward, the increase in the infectious effect of the new type of virus could lead to much more deaths, considering the current rate of casualties. Professor, in the next few months, I think the restrictions can be balanced until enough vaccines are available so that we can act more flexibly, says Noakes. Will the vaccines be effective against the new mutated species? According to the BBC health correspondent Gallagher, it is predicted that coronavirus vaccines will be effective against this mutation, at least for now. The top 3 vaccines in the success rate develop immunity against the existing spike protein. Vaccines develop immune systems that target different regions of the virus. Thus, even if the protein structure is mutated, vaccines can still be effective. Professor of Cambridge University, Ravi Gupta warns that if other mutations occur, the virus can take advantage of a gap in the system and that there may be worrying developments. German Health Minister Jens Spahn said that European Union experts believe that the current coronavirus vaccines will be effective against the new mutation of the coronavirus detected in the UK. Spahn told ZDF, referring to the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine, which has been introduced in the US and UK, and said that, according to the information available so far, the mutated new strain does not have a negative effect on existing vaccines.